Hi, I'm John Minier. Welcome to my series of informational videos about Cisco 3.0. This is Season 1, Episode 4, Frictionless Transactions. Before we dig in, let's recap where we've been in our journey of Cisco 3.0. First, Cisco, through the invention of routers and switches, led the world in the creation of Web 1.0, which was basically the rudimentary implementation of the Internet, just serving up static pages to users. That was followed by what we now refer to as Web 2.0. It's more targeted and customizable content that's delivered to users based upon data collected from those users through tracking software, profiles, and preferences. This is exemplified by Facebook's business model of building detailed profiles of users. Then, in and around the years of the 20-teens, Web 3.0 emerged. It's the latest step in the Internet's evolutionary growth. From a technical perspective, Web 3 is characterized by decentralization and a trustless and permissionless access model. A more user-centric perspective is that Web 3 enables users to control and take ownership of their data. Many refer to this as democratization. Narrowing our focus on the growth of Web 3, the first phase of growth was exemplified by the creation of various cryptocurrencies, most notably Bitcoin and Ethereum. From there, the next phase was the creation of financial instrumentation, trading, arbitrage, cross-border transactions, and a whole host of other exotic financial tools. Some projects succeeded, some failed, some were exposed to scams. Today, Web 3 is advancing through a new phase, real-world implementation, and that's the topic of this episode. What we're going to talk about here is a first implementation that can be built with blockchain that has direct implications to an enterprise. It can be any enterprise, but we're going to talk about how Cisco will transform through a specific implementation of Web 3.0. Okay, let's dive into the 50,000-foot view.
Attention, please. Attention, please.
Any blockchain project requires a clear definition of two very important make or break criteria. First, we need a compelling reason to create or interweave or even replace a business process with blockchain technology. And second, we must have a compelling reason for embracing cryptocurrency itself. We can't just implement a process with blockchain for the sole reason of implementing a blockchain. There has to be a vital reason behind it, a compelling return on investment. So to address that first criteria, we're going to build a system to tokenize Cisco hardware into a blockchain. Each piece of hardware that Cisco sells, leases, or uses will have a token in the blockchain that represents that Cisco device. This particular blockchain will be a chain that does not see much data churn. Product detail, who owns it, its history, which would include the particular location of manufacturer and even the parts contained within it. That hardware blockchain will be augmented by using side chains. With sidechains, we'll be able to store massive amounts of data related to each of those tokenized devices. And being a sidechain, the implementation can be such that data is stored wherever we deem it to be most efficient or advantageous. Our data can be stored in a centralized time period database, for example, or in an IPFS type file system. IPFS is basically a database in a blockchain form. All right. So we have a blockchain that represents a piece of Cisco hardware. What exactly is that compelling reason for this? Because we can certainly do this with an SQL database inside Cisco right now today. In fact, there's no doubt already a dispersed set of data sources that contain a lot of this data. Well, I'm going to give you three reasons. First, with blockchain, we receive a ubiquitous, unstoppable superabundance of data related to each tokenized device within that blockchain, a data lake. What this means is that all tokenized devices are able to be represented in the blockchain and thereby provide Cisco with detailed time period data as well as any other macro data that helps to monitor, troubleshoot, and administer each of those devices. And this is on a global basis for any customer willing to participate. Second, this leads directly to the emergence of an infinite ecosystem of Cisco partners, vendors, and customers. This ecosystem will just naturally and organically lead to the building of new applications, new products, and new services. Everyone is absolutely free to extend and extend without limit. Now, here's the twist. Not only can Cisco use this technology to tokenize hardware, but this technology can be used by any manufacturer for any hardware device. Any company can tokenize any device and then start building their own data lake for their own products with our hardware chain implementation as its core. Any enterprise can add their own devices in and then enable their own services and sales of services through our technology. In the next episode, episode 5, I'm going to drill into that initial set of services that Cisco will offer. Our initial set of services will span the business: sales, delivery, support, payment, getting to that holy grail of frictionless transactions. And our services will be a model for our partners, vendors, manufacturers, and Cisco teams to see and learn how they too can build on the blockchain. The second criteria is to define the compelling reason for embracing cryptocurrency in the first place. To that point, the very nature of being a blockchain means that there will be transactions, and transactions have a cost. That cost is often referred to as a gas fee that's charged for performing those transactions. And it's a utility cryptocurrency that's used on any blockchain to pay those fees. It's an inherent and essential component of any blockchain, like buying and burning gas for a car, or being charged Bitcoin for performing transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. So here's where this is going. It's through the creation of a new cryptocurrency, Cisco Coin, where we're able to power this hardware blockchain to process transactions. And there will be millions of transactions. Because of that volume, we'll be able to offer a very small cost for each of those transactions, possibly in the thousandths or millionths of a penny. To be clear, any partner may interact with or build upon this architecture. They are completely free to do so, in fact, encouraged to do so. Cisco will take no cut of their revenue, no cut for existing in our hardware chain. Cisco will only receive revenue through transaction execution. Now, to be even clearer and probably more contrary to the dominant thinking within Cisco, any manufacturer or service provider may use this chain as well, thereby opening the doors for new streams of passive income into Cisco. Subscriptions might be sold or awarded to other manufacturers, but everyone will have to transact business with Cisco Coin. Episode 6 will be a dive into Cisco Coin and its roadmap. So, to summarize, this system is designed for 3 things. First, to tokenize hardware. Second, enable sales of services for those tokenized devices. And third, and most importantly, establish a Cisco cryptocurrency that drives the entire blockchain ecosystem. As I said a moment ago, the next episode I release, episode 5, will drill into the initial set of side chains, services, and revenue that are enabled and grown from the tokenized hardware blockchain that I've just described. Episode 6 will follow right away, and it will drill into the tokenomics of Cisco Coin. All right, I'm trying to keep to my goal of keeping these episodes short while at the same time delivering clear and valuable content. Let me know if it's working or not. Well, thanks for watching. Bye all.